Hello and welcome back. Today's excerpt will be taken from Prayer, the Art of Believing by Neville Goddard. Now, I will say this. Did you know that we only have an attention span of 8 seconds? And because we have been so programmed to speed everything up, we have abbreviations. We don't speak anymore. We LOL, we LMAO, we TLDR. I had to look up that one because I didn't know it meant too long, didn't read. We don't read anymore unless they are memes. But I encourage you to listen to what Neville has to say. And if you don't understand it, rewind and listen to it again. Because it will break you out. It has the power to break you out of the subconscious trap that we are in. And we don't even know it. Because there's not enough time to see it, to recognize it. But I digress. Here's what he has to say. A clear concept of the dual nature of man's consciousness must be the basis of all true prayer. Consciousness includes a subconscious as well as a conscious part. The infinitely greater part of consciousness lies below the sphere of objective consciousness. The subconscious is the most important part of consciousness. It is the cause of voluntary action. The subconscious is what man is. The conscious is what man knows. I and my Father are one, but my Father is greater than I. The conscious and subconscious are one, but the subconscious is greater than the conscious. I of myself can do nothing. The Father within me, he doeth the work. I, objective consciousness of myself, can do nothing. The Father, the subconscious, he doeth the work. The subconscious is that in which everything is known, in which everything is possible, to which everything goes, from which everything comes, which belongs to all, to which all have access. What we are conscious of is constructed out of what we are not conscious of. Not only do our subconscious assumptions influence our behavior, but they also fashion the pattern of our objective existence. They alone have the power to say, let us make man, objective manifestations in our image or after our likeness. The whole of creation is asleep within the deep of man and is awakened to objective existence by his subconscious assumptions. Within that blackness we call sleep, there is a consciousness in unsleeping vigilance. And while the body sleeps, this unsleeping being releases from the treasure house of eternity the subconscious assumptions of man. Prayer is the key which unlocks the infinite storehouse. Prove me now herewith, saith the Lord of hosts, if I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it. Prayer modifies or completely changes our subconscious assumptions, and a change of assumption is a change of expression. The conscious mind reasons inductively from observation, experience, and education. It therefore finds it difficult to believe what the five senses and inductive reason deny. The subconscious reasons deductively and is never concerned with the truth or falsity of the premise, but proceeds on the assumption of the correctness of the premise and objectifies results which are consistent with the premise. This distinction must be clearly seen by all who would master the art of praying. No true grasp of the science of prayer can be really obtained until the laws governing the dual nature of consciousness are understood and the importance of the subconscious realized. Prayer, the art of believing what is denied by the senses, deals almost entirely with the subconscious. Through prayer, The subconscious is suggested into acceptance of the wish fulfilled, and reasoning deductively, logically unfolds it to its legitimate end. Far greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. The subjective mind is the diffused consciousness that animates the world. It is the spirit that giveth life. In all substance is a single soul, subjective mind. Through all creation runs this one unbroken subjective mind. Thought and feeling fused into beliefs impress modification upon it, charge it with a mission, which mission it faithfully executes. The conscious mind originates premises. The subjective mind unfolds them to their logical ends. Were the subjective mind not so limited in its initiative power of reasoning, objective man could not be held responsible for his actions in the world. Man transmits ideas to the subconscious through his feelings. The subconscious transmits ideas from mind to mind through telepathy. Your unexpressed convictions of others are transmitted to them without their conscious knowledge or consent, and if subconsciously accepted by them, will influence their behavior. The only ideas they subconsciously reject are your ideas of them which they could not wish to be true of anyone. Whatever they could wish for others can be believed of them. And by the law of belief which governs subjective reasoning, they are compelled to subjectively accept, and therefore objectively express accordingly. The subjective mind is completely controlled by suggestion. Ideas are best suggested when the objective mind is partly subjective, that is, when the objective senses are diminished or held in abeyance. This partly subjective state can be best described as controlled reverie, wherein the mind is passive but capable of functioning with absorption. It is a concentration of attention. There must be no conflict in your mind when you are praying. Turn from what is to what ought to be. Assume the mood of fulfilled desire, and by the universal law of reversibility, you will realize your desire. Yes, that was a long excerpt indeed, wasn't it? But I hope you understood what it meant. If you didn't, rewind it from the beginning and listen to it again. Because basically, here's the meme version of it. Your subconscious mind is where your power is. The shortest thing that you could do is the state akin to sleep. When the conscious mind is passive, it's still there and functioning, but it has been lulled into a just relaxed state. That is by far quicker and easier to do than hypnosis. I say hypnosis, and I feel like we imagine it's someone else outside of ourselves giving us a suggestion. But Neville always wants you to look within yourself. You are your own hypnotist. You are the one who imprints these suggestions upon your subconscious because of your feeling about the situation. So whether or not it's a lie or it's the truth, whichever one you feel strongly about is what it is. So if you believe the lie because you feel passionately about the lie, then that lie becomes your truth because that's what you say it is because of how you feel about it. It is your feeling. And this is why he's so adamant when he says, feel. Feel. But the only emotions that we feel as humans are fear and anger. I'll have to explore and expand on that thought. Because we're so programmed to feel those two emotions. It's either I'm scared or I'm pissed off. But if I say to you, Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, that you're happy about something, you're ecstatic about something, something just moves you to tears of joy. Why is that so hard? Think about that. Ask yourself, why is that so hard? To feel joy and gratitude. Something to ponder. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. We're all on this journey together, so we may as well get to know each other better. Much love.